Hello and welcome to another episode. It is now episode number 28 of the Blazing a New Path UAB Blazers Dynasty. Here live in Durham, North Carolina, where the number 15 UAB Blazers will be taking on the number 5 defending champion, Duke Blue Devils. As you can see, the rain is pouring down, but that doesn't mean the show is going to stop. The game must go on. In a highly touted contest, game of the week for this week 2 matchup, it will be the Blazers versus the Blue Devils. Coming up next, it will be interesting to see this week. Easy Oki is back on the field, but not finishing last week's game against the Oregon Ducks. Zach mixing it up, coming in and stepping into that role and helping us walk away with the victory there in the last couple of seconds of last week's game against Oregon. But Easy Oki looking to lead this offense on the road against Duke to show that they are playoff contenders, that they are going to continue to contend for conference championships and possibly college football playoff berths, and maybe even this year or beyond a national championship. Keeping the theme of running the ball going is easy anytime you got somebody like LeCounte, Tabor in the game. Again, like I said last season, even Oki, as you'll see there, picking up 8 yards on first down. We have much more talent than we had over the first 2 seasons, but I still think we have a long ways to go. Recruiting is going to continue to be vital. But I see a lot of different ways that Coach Cena can continue to make this Blazer. As LeCounte will go up the middle, they're now down on his first carry with 25 yards up to the 11. Coach Cena has to be proud on the sideline seeing this offense go out and be able to look to score on the first drive of the game. As if you'll think back to the first season with Jalen Kittner, it wasn't always easy there in the beginning of that season to score on the first drive, as that's just what we'll do with DT Tabor as he goes and beats up on that goalpost, but punches it in for 6, as we'll take the lead on the road. And so this defense now challenged with stopping this defending national championship offense that's led by a new quarterback. So I know it's not the same quarterback that was there last season. So it'll be interesting to see, because I think they do still bring back quite a bit of the talent that they had from last season. But we have some returners too, and some new players that I'm really excited about. As Spears will knock it out there, Deshaun Spears will knock the ball out, jar it loose, and come up with the recovery here in the rain, as the Duke Blue Devil fans are in disbelief, as this is not what they had planned. As you'll see the replay here again, Spears, that star under his feet, they dump it down to the running back, and it's knocked out. Surely enough, yeah, it is. That'll bring out Easy Oki back on the field now here for the second drive of the game. And so he'll send Tabor in motion and dump it down here to Hooks, who I'm hoping with Hooks to not only just replicate but have a better season than he had when he started with UAB. And at the same time, as he'll get a catch there and shake loose. A very dangerous pass there by Oki, but nonetheless able to hook up with Iverson Hooks there for his second catch of the game. But like I said, I want to see if I can have a better season with him than he had in his first season with us, as we'll throw it to Ferguson and it's just over his head just a little bit. And so wish he would have stayed when we had Caleb Brown That's okay, as we'll hand it off to Tabor. We'll pick up 7, making it 3rd and 3. But absolutely no pressure here on the offense. I think we're going to give them 2 opportunities here to get the first down, even if we know we can get points. As we'll send Tabor in motion, hand it off to Collins. He'll go up the middle, try to see if he can find a hole. But he's stopped there on the line. As Duke has an injury. And true to my word, here on 4th and 3, Coach Cena's bringing the offense back out. O'Kee calling for the snap. He sees hooks up with him, and that'll be that first down that we need to keep the drive going. Rushing back to the line, but Duke will call a timeout. Duke probably calling a timeout at a very good time there, as this Blazer offense having their way. As Daisy now will get a catch and walk into the end zone untouched for a touchdown now to give us a 13-point lead. And with the extra point, that'll give us a 14-point lead, as these Blue Devil fans are just stunned right now. The UAB Blazers manhandling this Blue Devil defense, not giving them any opportunity to get back into the game. After that turnover by the offense, forcing the fumble with Spears on the last drive. We'll come back out, looking to see if somebody like Jackson Howard can get going with Amari Adams. Would love to see that pass rush that we went and got better at in the portal, while still adding to what we brought back in Odinger, Peterson, Amari Adams. As there, Jackson Howard, speaking his name, he comes up and he gets a sack there on 2nd down, now forcing a long 3rd and 12 for the Blue Devil offense. Hopefully Jackson or Cadillac Adams will get home once again. Heck, even Peterson or Odinger can get home. But there instead will be a very nice pass on the left side that almost could have been completed. But it looks like the receiver didn't get his feet down. But Duke is going to challenge, as I really do think he got his feet down. I think they're going to overturn that and make that a completion.
So after taking a closer look, the officials are going to overturn that.
Yeah, and so that's going to put Duke now on a 1st and 10 with 40 seconds left to go in the 1st quarter. And there over the middle is a big hookup there to what looks like a freshman receiver for Duke. And so 2 plays later, they're much across the 50 as we'll try to break it up, but LeCounte, whatever his name is, the receiver, is able to hook up with him. As we try to get the hand in there, he sticks his hand in, and 3 plays later, after that 3rd down and 12, Duke ends up scoring, now making it a 7-point game with 8 seconds to go. So we'll try to see about returning this kick with Collins back deep.
Takes this from inside the 5.
And the next thing you should see, depending on what happens with this play, probably nothing, but the next thing you should see will be the 2nd quarter.
They'll try the ground game here with the running back. And it just gets back to the line of scrimmage. That'll do it.
3rd and 10 here. Dangerous situation for the Blazers offense. They have to find a way to keep the drive going right here, as they see something over the middle with Ferguson. Ferguson will get the catch right there in front of the DB and get the extra yardage needed to get a 1st down. A very, very critical 1st down there in the drive, as if we didn't get a 1st down there and give the Blue Devils back the ball, I don't want to see what kind of momentum they would have walked away with. So we'll continue our drive now here on 2nd and 8, having LeCounte and Tabor in the backfield as we'll run a bit of play action, try to get it to LeCounte. He's met there by a defender who's just sitting there waiting. So 3rd and 8 here again on the drive, another tough third and long. We'll have to find a way to keep the drive going. Ferguson is there, but seeing an opportunity just to get it with his legs is key. And he'll move the chains. Key playing so much better than he did last year. Impressive what this young man has been able to accomplish in just 2 years here with UAB in a couple games.
From the shotgun, handoff inside. Stop right there at the line. No gain.
Again, 3rd and 10. The third straight 3rd and long on this drive. And once again, we'll just dump it down to Tabor, who will fight forward for 7 yards and feeling the momentum of the drive. We'll rush right back to the line as O'Key and snap the ball here pretty quickly and dump it down to Tabor again. And Tabor has the first down once again on this drive. 3 straight first downs here for the Blazers. Has to be pretty frustrating for the Blue Devil defense, who can't seem to just get off the field when they really need to do so, as we make an adjustment to the play from the sideline and try to hand off or fake the handoff and give it to O'Key, but he'll be driven backwards. And what we don't need to run into here once again is what we've already seen happen 2 times thus far. 3 times, I'm sorry. Is let's go to another 3rd and long as we'll hand it off in Tabor. And that's exactly what we'll be met with once again, is an extremely long 3rd down. And they say it quite often, but they don't make calls for this. They don't have very many calls out there in the world that answer for 3rd and longs, as we'll just dump it down to Tabor to try to set up a screen instead of pushing the ball downfield. We'll have to force a punt. I think all the Blazers can be focused on right now here defensively is continuing to do what they did earlier in the game. They gave up a score on the last drive, but I don't feel like that was just completely in character. But now, here on 3rd and 5, they'll come out in a 5-wide set. So we'll guard the sticks, hoping to not get beat over the top. But of course, looking just to sit it down somewhere. That is a very nice pass there from the quarterback. And so coming out of the 2-minute, we look now to get a stop before halftime. But he'll dump it down to the running back. And we stripped him, but he fumbled out of bounds, so unable to pick the ball up. So here on the 40, this dude, there's somebody open. I saw him. I tried to chase him. He's hit in bounds and still with time on the clock. Just under 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes left. It's getting kind of hard here for the Blazers defense, but they have to find a way to put their feet in the dirt and at least get them to held to 3 at this point. As if I am correct, the Blue Devils will get the ball coming out of halftime, so it is important to get a stop here as they dump it down short, and we'll just come up with the tackle. And so now, 3rd and about medium, 6 yards. We'll look to sit in this cover 2 set, try to see about letting our defensive line get home as we see the tight end here over the middle, but he'll just throw it away. So now with 35 seconds left to go in the game, they'll come out with the field goal set, and it's up, and it is kicked through and good. With 28 seconds left to go in the quarter, I think it's obvious, especially if you watch this channel, that Coach Cena, of course, is going to continue to be aggressive here as O'Key takes a little bit of a dangerous run, but does come up with 9 yards as we will just take the time out there. But, of course, this AI now will back off before halftime and at the end of quarters to preserve giving up a deep shot. So I am just gonna dump it down, continue to do that, as we'll get the clock stopped there after the catch from Tabor. I have to go back quick and try to see about hitting a dive there over the middle, but it's knocked away. 10 seconds left now in the quarter. Have to come up with a good catch here, some yardage. Hopefully somebody will come open, and it looks like Byler will sit in that hole but not come up with the catch. And so with 5 seconds left, you have to make a decision on what you want to do here. And so we'll run everybody deep and see if we can get a one-on-one matchup here with Byler. And Byler is not able to come away with the catch, as it was 2 men there, and it is broken up, and that will send us to halftime here in a 14-10 game. The Blazers being up over the Blue Devils. Got to be able to stop this passing attack in the second half, but we've done good thus far. Have to punch the ball in as we did in the first half. I've had games in the past, such as the Tennessee game in year 1, such as the Ole Miss game last year in year 2, where I was up at some point in the game or at halftime and I blew it, but I will not do so today. I promise myself that much. I hope I'm not jinxing myself, but I do not plan on doing anything to cost myself the game this time.
Motion by the back will make the defense adjust. Caught by the back behind the line of scrimmage. To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion.
The running back that time just kind of sneaks out of the back.
3rd and 3 here. We just need to focus on getting off the field. Hopefully LeCounte is locked up over there, as we see some medium routes, some mesh routes, my favorite play, and they run it right in front of our face. And they get the first down, moving the chains now with 5.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. This Blue Devil deep offense started to come alive, as the RPO is completely outthrown, overthrown, badly thrown, poorly thrown, whatever you want to call it. That was terrible, but it worked out in our favor. So it's now 2nd and 10. Hopefully they'll run, and we'll be able to come up with a stop. So that'll make it a tough 3rd and 11. Something to our advantage, something that gives our D-line time to try to get a good rush. We got some ballers on the D-line, man. They've made a little noise today, but not enough, as they'll go deep on the right side to Brian, but it is deflected. I have learned. If I don't just have the whole interception, don't even try it. I swat it away, and that's what we did there. So they'll punt it here now to Tabor and put the offense back on the field, as it looks like Tabor is down. Man, that's a big blow. Tabor is down, so it'll be completely on LeCounte Collins, the running back by committee, as LeCounte will take the first handoff of the possession, much like one of his handoffs in the 1st quarter. Get quite a bit of yards. Right now we're going to keep Tabor out and keep Collins and LeCounte in. We have too many running backs to let one get hurt and keep them going. But we're going to keep the defense honest here as Tabor checks back in and just drop it off, or try to drop it off to a dive, but it's a little too high, unfortunately, there for O'Kee. But he have to try to see about hooking up with one of his receivers here on 3rd down to keep the drive going, and that's going to be Iverson Hooks, who on one of our favorite plays to run, especially there on tight moments in third and mediums. We'll run our mesh concept, and Iverson Hooks comes up with his 4th catch today for 40 yards. So we'll hand it off here to Tabor. I try to just go down because I don't even want him in.
Another positive run on 1st and 10. It's early on in this drive, but this defense has not shown the ability to stop.
But the show must go on, so we'll go ahead and get him out of there. We got to get him out of there. We'll just check Collins in for a little bit, as we throw a dangerous pass there over to a dive. But I'm glad, man, some traffic was there. I just didn't want to hand it off to Tabor and get him hurt anymore. But that's a first down. Now with 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter, we'll throw it out to Ferguson, who has an angle but only comes up with 2 as they were all over him out there on the perimeter. And so Collins in motion will receive the handoff here on 2nd and 8, seeing a lane, seeing some space, get us about 15 yards down to the 14-yard line. One of those sustained drives that we definitely needed here in the third quarter to kind of keep this Duke offense and defense at bay. As we'll hand it off to Collins once more. He sees that hole again and runs right through it up to the 7 for 7 yards as another Duke defender will come out. And Collins having the hot hand, staying in the backfield. It's here with him now is Rogers and Ferguson. We'll hand it off to Collins once again. And rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, still almost fighting for what he didn't almost get, but still almost got us a couple yards. But here we are on 3rd and 3. We have to make something happen. We have to make sure we get a score right here as we run that RPO. Dump it down to a die. A die is just short. 4th and 1 decision time here for Coach Cena. And so we'll just bring out a look and run all this clock out. Take ourselves down to the 4th quarter. We'll make a decision on what we want to do, whether we want to kick a field goal, whether we want to run this play. Maybe we'll get this play off, and we do. And we'll get the first down here with Collins to end the 3rd quarter. I'm glad that we went ahead and just ran it. Why not? The 3rd quarter is over, and we're looking decent, but Coach Cena won't get complacent. After being in similar positions, but there is a touchdown. But again, LeCounte beating up on that goalpost. But Coach Cena not wanting to get complacent, even in this game, even being up, even after last week's win over Oregon, even after the win over Oregon in the playoffs. He doesn't want to get complacent. He remembers very vividly the feeling of losing in overtime in Tennessee. The feeling of after Elijah O'Kee threw 3 interceptions in Ole Miss last season in a game that we were up at halftime. So here against the defending national champions, he understands now as a coach that has coached in the playoffs and played against a very good Ohio State team, that the difference between good teams and great teams is focus from the beginning to the end, the attention to detail, something that he is trying to embed into this Blazer dynasty.
On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. Makes a quick catch. And the defense.
He has this coaching staff, these players,
2nd down play coming up.
the trainers, the medical staff, the boosters,
From the shotgun.
the dean, the school, the city of Birmingham believing
Quarterback gets down to avoid the big
that the Blazers are pretty close here to being somewhat of annual contenders. But Duke will get the first down. They're continuing their drive. And so now with 5.5 minutes ago, like I said, this defense has to stay focused. Don't give up anything quick. If anything, make them really, really work. Have a long drive here. Take a good bit of time off this clock so we can get out of this game with the win over a top 5 opponent. The perspective of that and what that should do for our ranking if we are to achieve that. Could we go into the top 10 going into the next week? Start an American Conference play. How would that affect UAB and their momentum going forward, as they'll dump it down short and will come up with the tackle to make it 3rd and 1, and that is very critical, as again it changes how the AI will handle this 3rd down, as they'll probably try to hand it off just to get the first down. But they'll throw the RPO, and exactly what I didn't want to happen is what happened. We gave up something a little too quick there, giving up the RPO touchdown. I was trying to be aggressive with the blitz to stop them or generate some pressure. But we gave up the RPO there, having nobody over the middle. And so they'll go for 2 and pick it up. And so now a 3-point game as we have a defender down. That's my user Breeder. And so with all 3 timeouts and 4 minutes left, the Blazers offense will have to go back out with that same focus, try to punch it in one more time to close this game out. As this is exactly what having a good run game and a good O-line will do for you. Hopefully that will prove to be true here in just a moment. But we'll try to get it there to Collins on the first play of the drive. And we don't get anything, but we're going to continue that pace. Continue the handoff here on the second play of this drive. Here to Collins once again. Keeping that clock going more than anything on this drive. Amongst all other things on this drive, what we will do, I can assure you, is drive this clock as far out as we possibly can. And so we'll hand it off to LeCounte, who has plenty of space to get the first down. And that's going to force Duke to call their first timeout. And so now with 2.5 minutes left, LeCounte will get another handoff with a big block there by the left guard. And after another first down, that'll force Duke to call their second timeout here of the second half, leaving them now with only 1 timeout left and 2.5 minutes to go in this game. A long time, as we'll hand it off to LeCounte for the third straight play. 0 is in. You got to let him spin, man. I'm telling you, that is always going to be the motto as long as LeCounte is here. And so Collins checks back in with 2 minutes and 29 seconds and plenty of space up the middle, getting the first down here with no more timeouts for the Blue Devils. This game is all but just running the rest of the clock out. And here we are looking to knock off the national champions from last season. I think this will just about do it as long as we take this knee. We'll take the knee. And I guess that'll just get the clock going, but not do enough to run it out. I think we may have to maybe get a first down. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't think so. But I'm going to hand it off to Collins. And Collins is just going to go down. Actually, now that I think about it, no, I don't have to run another play. I'm going to run it here under 40 seconds to end the game. And then we're going to bring out the nil team, the victory team, one more time. And that will do it. As the UAB Blazers now will start this season 2-0 against 2 different top 25 teams. What a great way to start the season going into American Conference Championship play. But I will say this much. If we run through American Conference here once again this season, this will be the last season that we are in the American Conference, as this is just a preview of what I want to see in the next couple of years. Possibly I may want to see about you moving the Blazers to the ACC. And then as we continue to progress and get better, moving them eventually to the SEC. But today, we just need to worry about this win that we have over the Duke Blue Devils, the defending national champions, the number 15 UAB Blazers, with an upset victory on the road, 3-point win here against Oregon and Duke. Join me on the next episode. See what happens. Will the ranking continue to go up? How will this affect our recruiting? How will this affect things for the UAB Blazers? This is Blazing a New Path. As always, I'm Drizzum Gaming. Until the next time, I'm out.